and we'll see who's going to be sent pitch black. It's Heroic and GODSENT, and our final map of the first game of the 12th day.
Can you stop being so ridiculous?
Hey, that was like top tier, A tier, even S tier, maybe on a good day or a bad day, depending on your perspective. But you can see GODSENT have definitely impressed clearly. Stiko, I've got my eyes on you. Zen, I'm watching. And now let's see if we get anything fast into this pistol round, because the drop builds and it's usually a little too premature because they're barely out of spawn as they're supposed to be seeing action. And yeah, no one's going to be shooting anything at spawn. And so redundant. But we can get into the action. We'll turn those lights off so I can see my screen, and we can get into the action real quick.
Just squint.
I just wish I didn't have to ask every time.
No, but the thing is, there's so many buttons back there to press. Maybe we should have a big red one here.
I'm fine with that.
And then the lights go, or we could throw things. No, don't throw things at the lights. They're expensive. Anyway, door will get opened in a moment. No, it will not. Thinking better of that are Heroic, as they're clearing out the connector position, and they have to deal with Farley, who's postured forward in the upper bathroom's position. Going to get sandwiched right now by Nico. Pressure's on. Farley has to worry about his bottom, but Nico will take him down. Two P250s are out to play here. Cadian has a flash as well. Rotating on over will be Crystal. He does have that full kit of nades, smoke, flash, and a nade. Or a HE. And they're actually going
Such
to...
a classic Heroic
Yeah,
move.
just, we were here and now we're not.
Now we're not. And that silence, because what the beauty of this is if this, what it does is it kind of starts already conditioning the CTs to start pushing for info. Otherwise, you're going to get executed on, right? So Maiden's walked through the toilets trying to convey that they're going somewhere else, and that's exactly what he's starting to be translating and conveying. But now he walked down, and Cadian was just perfectly positioned to stop the CT hunt. They are pulling them around the map. And look at this. Now, because of Cadian's frag, he's opening the door. This is so perfect. That's two CTs looking at Cadian while four of them just contact out Monster. This is actually such a cool pistol round. I'm stealing it. I'm stealing this one. There we go. Frags are in. And that should be the round. Crystal to clutch. Not looking likely from heaven. I really did slam some spiky metal into my fist.
Well, what did we learn today, Alex?
We shouldn't punch the desk when Chad doesn't take my jokes
Where you want them to go.
Where I wanted them to go. And there I was pointing fingers at Maiden for slapping his head. Crystal has taken off Cadian's. Nothing he can do about this one.
Doesn't even have armor to hold on to, so he may as well go for as many kills as he can. Gets taken out mid-air. Power up one of the heroes on train for Heroic.
Good grief. Yeah, he was the only one that showed up.
Yeah, in a big way as well. So let's see if he can continue some of that form here over on Overpass. You drunk the water bottle, Alex?
I'm fully hydrated, Chad.
Good. Rush, how about you?
I did drink a bottle as I got in today. I'm nursing a bottle right now. It's about halfway drunken.
So you've had about 750 milliliters?
Yeah, about that,
Well,
yeah.
I want you to finish that bottle before this map's over, all right?
Oh, you don't worry about it. I got coffee here as well. There's water in that, right?
Coffee doesn't count.
It's a diet.
He times your body weight by 33.
Body weight by 33. Put 71 kg in there.
Times 33 is how many milliliters of water you're supposed to drink a day.
Okay, let me work that out.
Down's got its nice little frag onto Maiden. That's a good start. And the spray through the smoke does connect into the armored toes of Stiko. He's got his steel toe caps on tonight, lives to fight another day.
2.3 liters.
There you go.
I'll make it 3.
Yeah.
All right, well, they just have to deal with Crystal and the Scout on the A bomb site right now, because the rotation for the remaining members of GODSENT will be somewhat far away, and if they were to run, that sound cue will be given up as Heroic take control of the banana area.
Chad, I really liked that pistol. I can't even remember what they did. Let me get it.
Well, it hinged completely on the fact that Nico killed Farley in bathrooms and they walked all the way back to B.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that bathroom duels won every time, but I did like the fact that the CTs had to start pushing for info, otherwise they just walked into Cadian, then everyone was brought to look at him. It worked out nicely. Ooh. Crystal hitting his shots, and it's going to be punished for the repeat. Makes sense. Tessa's going to jump around the corner. He's actually going to be given the responsibility of the plant.
Easy as you like, yeah. Nothing
no options.
Crazy.
No options.
+2 remaining. Farley behind Optimus Prime. Looks a bit more like a
Transformers, robots in disguise. I watched some Michael Bay kind of content. It was out those parkour boys again, but they were just shooting for a movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that Michael Bay does a lot of the shots himself.
Oh, yeah?
Like, you know, for Transformers and stuff, or for this one, he just sits in a helicopter with the A-cam and, like, is the camera op.
That's pretty cool.
Flying around in a helicopter, getting the angles he wants, because he's a bit of a perfectionist. I guess it's kind of... It's nice to see someone so... Hands-on, when already so high profile.
Well, I know Tom in the back, when Rush is doing a bad job, he kicks him off. And
yeah, oh, God, yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's actually weird when we keep talking to Rush, because he's obviously not pressing the buttons.
Strange. I think we just keep Rush around as, like, just this strange cast member of our lives.
It is nice that we get to talk. Rush?
Yo, what up?
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to prove that I could summon you. That was it.
Yeah, I just press this little button and then you hit my sick mic. It's
yeah. Why don't we get you a good headset?
Well,
no,
we'll see
like
if we can do that. No, I can believe it. When I was hearing Chad speak, it was so bad.
It sounded like garbage.
Yeah, it sounds like I sound nasally anyway, so it's not that different to my normal voice. But when Chad was doing it, it was a bit crazy.
It was. Chad sounded like he was calling in from a webcam in his bathroom. Right. You sound all right, though. Maybe we're just used to you sounding a bit more kind of production roomy.
It's gritty, though, you know? He's down there on the floor, on the tournament floor, getting the server conditions.
Yeah, can we get that graphic up? Yeah. Roll it.
All CG, VT, EG.
Turn lights off
PG.
and roll the...
Rush, maybe we give you the lights responsibility, then I get mad at you every time.
I like that.
A big button.
Where's the switch?
Here.
How far is it from you?
Pretty damn far. I'd have to get up and come back.
I mean, a couple of steps added to your pedometer is probably not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fine.
All right, so Rush is doing the lights now.
He's got to observe the pistol.
Yeah, okay. Well, he can do it before the pistol starts.
Okay.
That's his excuse. He's not...
All right.
Rush is light man.
Okay, right. Good luck, Rush.
I've never been someone to delegate. It's quite nice to be able to delegate some authority here.
Actually, I think I can get those lights on for you right now, guys.
Thanks, Rush.
Do you want the lights on? Did it work?
Oh,
thanks, Rush.
Scumbag. I can't see anything.
All right, here we go. Gun round. Round 4. Stiko through the pipe, spams away. Tessus taking him out. Damage done. 4-on-5 situation now in favor of Heroic. With a minute 15 left on the clock as Maiden through the boards. We'll be finding the trade frag.
Look at down, though. Crouching his way to jail. Does behead Zen. Knows there's another around the pillar somewhere, but caught out by Crystal. Great timing. Oh, and he's caught Nico with his nades in his hands as well. Gobbles up a flashbang. And he's not quite done yet. Crystal, triple kill. He's low, and Cadian's not, so perhaps there's a world where a 1v2 does take place, but Farley rarely seems to miss. Ooh! Just through the smoke, he has no idea. He's just trimmed the cheek hair on Cadian.
Look at Crystal. He's actually rotated all the way back around through the connector.
Is this audible at any point?
Spawn. So no, Cadian, because he's searching for Crystal right now, won't be expecting two individuals to be coming from this side of the map.
Doesn't matter if he plays short for the sound cue, though.
Yeah, if he's completely given them side control, which is what it appears he's doing, it doesn't matter too much. Has to hit the shot onto Farley first. AWP in Crystal's hands now. Tap the bomb.
10 seconds. 10-second defuse. 10-second defuse. 10-second defuse, he gets him. He's won the round. Cadian, you smart cookie. Doesn't find Farley, but calls the bluff, checks it. And it's easy to get lulled into a false sense of security after 5, 6. You're sitting there thinking it must be a fake. I've definitely fallen into that trap before. Just a full 10-second reel on the first sound. Damn, Crystal gave it a real good shot here.
Yeah, big triple kill here from Crystal, the in-game leader of the GODSENT side, stepping up in a big way, but unable to convert. And just to note, so Cadian, if the bomb was defused with a kit, he would have just saved that gun and carried it through the next. So he took a bit of a gamble right there that there was no kit in play, made the right call, stepped out before that 10-second timer had completely transpired. And well, round number 4 on the board for Heroic. Money looking great. Saved AWP from Farley, aggressive over towards the sandbag position. He might be finding a kill or two over towards Connector if they can post him up. So just take a look at this. The fact that Zen did take water control, what they could look to do is allow Farley to open the squeaky.
Oh, yeah,
this is good stuff. So Zen should open this.
Oh, this is going to hurt. Yikes. 1 found, 2 found, 3 found, 4. That's the way to win the war. We've got a quick one here. Tessus and Stown just left to their own devices. Nothing left of their teammates. Cool little move there coming out from GODSENT in pursuit of their first here on the third map.
Maiden is the one that Tessus has to clear first, but I don't think he's wary of that. He's so glued in towards connector positions, and he's going to come up the stairs, and
nice.
There it is. This will be the first round on the board for GODSENT. I don't expect Stown to be going for a 1-on-5. Well, I expect him to go for it. I don't expect him to be converting it. Has a lot of work to do here, and nobody's greeting them or greeting him at the door. Stiko getting close now. Here is the first duel, looking the wrong way.
Oh, it's nerve-wracking.
Interesting on how he wants to tackle this, because with only 40 seconds left, if he is to go back up through the A side of things and then go through to connector, he's only going to have probably about 20 or less seconds to work with. This might actually just be the save call coming in from Stown. And if we want to do a quick bit of accounting, never mind 4A or Forte.
Forte makes sense.
Yeah. Cadian's going to have enough. Burrup has enough. Nico will be the same. Stown will be able to hold on to this, so they can drop guns across and make it work for Tessus. There's no problems here, and it will just be the old minute-long save in a 1-on-5 situation. You see that one every day of the week, ladies and gents. I still haven't been to Coffee Gang here. I need to make sure I get out there before we head back to Malta.
We've got plenty of time to do that.
If we ever head back to Malta.
Looking forward to my day off tomorrow, Chad. It's usually the one that makes me feel kind of human again by the time we start commentating.
You got laundry you need to do?
No, I kind of did that midweek. I was actually being an adult. This was the round. I really like this. Love the idea, especially with there's 3 of them being underpass and then getting all 3 of them. That's a nasty rock of the ship from Heroic. And that was Stown just accepting his 1v5 fate. Looks like the fans like that one.
I need to do laundry tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
And what else do I need? I have the podcast, so I don't really have a day off.
Oh, I've got
self-inflicted pain.
Things to do as well on tomorrow. It's not really a day off, is it?
No.
Oh, crap. All right, well, here's to burnout. Straight into short. Maiden and Farley investigating this time, actively clearing this, but it does mean that there's potential for a bit of a smoke walkout. Stiko, oh, he's actively holding it. That deep smoke's perfect. Look at the shadow advantage. Borup bounces off the pipe. It's a very nice reaction to have.
This is fast. Oh, that was even quicker.
Yeesh. Well, that's 3 nades down the drain. 2 Molotovs into a smoke. But, of course, the round is practically already won. I say that. It's a 3v2. Maybe not with Crystal's dunk. Cadian saves the day.
So should be 5-1 now as Crystal's backing up. Shift walking away. AK-47 will be carried across. And the same reason I was just giving for Stown saving his gun, GODSENT will be able to buy in round number 6. Their loss bonus and how clean they kept it in the previous, with it only being a partial investment. Farley with the saved AWP means that the money is in good stock, is in good stead. One will be going off within the next 5 seconds. And this isn't the start that GODSENT were looking for by any means. Blowouts is something they've been quite familiar with this squad. I want to see if they can get a competitive map on the board like we saw to kick things off with Nuke. As you can see by looking at the top right hand of your screen there, 16-14. As we moved into Train, they got the paddle out and showed Heroic how hard it can hurt.
We saw Shocks do it yesterday and Borup just now, so it's worth mentioning that little kind of rebound thing. Is there any kind of complexities to that, or do I literally just need to jam my scroll wheel when I'm getting shot at?
Yeah, just jam your scroll wheel, because you need to obviously be standing on
the right side of the pipe. Yeah.
But using your head off the doorways or off the curved arches, something just a little bit of a movement trick to give you a slight bit of acceleration in the air.
Yeah, it makes the crosshair placement. If you've committed to a spray, suddenly that spray's lost a lot of its accuracy. So
it's like flying off of ladders as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
It is actually a nice way to propel yourself out of the line of fire. And we saw 2 successful usages of it over the course of these last 2 days. Very cool stuff from Borup. Translates into their 5th. Crystal.
The bomb's been left very deep here. This could be a problem. You can see right now, Cadian's going back to grab it.
The Stown, check this.
He's going to have to.
What an off angle. I haven't seen that too often. Maiden's done well there.
Here's the problem, though. Look where the bomb is, and look where the other 2 Ts are.
Fake. They wrap to B through heaven.
That would be wild. That would actually be bonkers. There's no way.
I've never seen that. It might, I mean, it would work. And Tess is finding one. He's certainly selling it. Farley in bank. Zen does catch Tess's hunt. Cadian's going B. He is doing it. They're doing it, Chad. They're doing it.
Borup can't make noise here. He needs to stay dead silent. This is huge. Now Borup's cut off the rotations through spawn. Cadian making this shot. This is the round turned on its head. It's just Crystal, and there's no way through.
Oh, that's so spicy. Bloody hell, that's a straight Vindaloo delivered to the table, piping hot. 6 from Heroic, and that one, yeah, face to palm after that one. Like that felt so good for the CTs until it didn't.
Happy accident right there for Heroic, being able to pull that off. I was saying the bomb being that far back was a problem. It actually turned out to be the reason they were able to win the round. So Borup here executing Farley, and then Cadian making sure that no pressure is applied with the kill onto Zen. This is the final one of the round. And that is a big one. That is a big round right there. You can see Tess is loving it. Love his little sleeve. I don't know if it makes him slicker as a gamer or not, but he
does.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there is, especially when it's hot, like 25 degrees here in Germany, when your forearm gets sweaty, it reduces the, it's an unpredictable amount of friction, especially if you're a low sense gamer and you're big. Oh crap, that's water all over the desk.
Well, you go and deal with that.
I was doing a wide sweeping mouse arm movement to demonstrate to Chadney, but I've now spilt water over my desk.
There's paper towel near the coffee machine.
Some little biddlies here.
All right.
All right.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast this round.
Go on.
All right, round number 8. Mac 10's out for Tassus. The buy will come through for GODSENT. Nico taking the connected control. And it looks like posturing forward was Stiko getting spammed. Thinks better of that Maiden now. Oh, the jiggle. Tassus has seen him, unable to convert. So GODSENT kicking off the round with the opening kill in their direction, and Maiden wants more, taking down Burrup as well. That's going to leave a 3-on-5 situation very, very early. Stiko still low, still having to deal with the angry heroic players who remain, and this is the opening right here. Great stuff from down into the site. Can he find more?
So looking tough. Smoke's good. What's up there? Maiden completely unawares of Nico's position. Zen very actively holding this one down. Wasn't ready for it either. Some surprising positioning.
Not clearing this. Stiko on 2 HP, able to make 5 HP even, able to make it work. That's just Cadian in a 1-on-3. I don't think he's going to win this one this time round.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, talk me through it.
Oh, it's pretty simple, really. He catches Stiko because he's having a little look.
Yeah, okay.
And that happens pretty soon, actually. Probably the next 13 seconds.
Cadian dead in 3, 2, 1.
I imagine. But yeah, okay, so maybe it gets a bit more awkward now. I had Long in my head. I envisioned an AWPer walking down Long and catching the jump peak on the bank player, and he's planted, he's playing after plan from toilet, it's all sexy. Unfortunately, he's got 25 seconds and he hasn't moved a muscle, so this is a save.
This is a save.
Tassus does have a grand total of 0 coming into the 1,400 loss bonus, so he's certainly not going to be rife with cash. 1,400 does put Borup into a nice territory. Nico's down not so much.
Yeah, Cadian can drop 1 or 2 AKs.
Sure, he's got armor,
which is fine,
so
and
actually
then
legit.
Galils can fill the remainder of those gaps that they need to fill. So it's not going to be the worst. Down can get AK with armor and a smoke. I didn't hear the music going off there, but this was Maiden at the start. This is how the first 2 frags came on through. Bit of confidence here, swinging out for the second into the playground position, taking down Burrup, hiding behind those swings, and Stiko able to make the most of being spammed down to 5 HP at the start of the round. So some draws being rifled through there in the background in the bottom left-hand side. Where's the music, Rush?
Doom, doom.
Can't hear it. Maybe the club's closed. It's going to be a fast B, though. Let's see if B's closed.
Okay, yeah, he's getting close and has drawn first blood. 2 more CTs dug in on the smoke site, now just 1. That is a quick way to take back control of Overpass. Good util usage. Look at this. The floor laden with flames, options minimal, CTs recovering and retreating to gather towards T-spawn.
Oh, that's a stat. That sucks.
That does suck. That round took about 20 seconds.
Oh, that was over before it even started. We were too busy over at the club trying. Let's go there now, Rush. See if they've opened the doors yet.
No. Oh, the poor guy.
No.
He got headshot in the fray.
That reminds me of Men in Black.
Doesn't
Remember
it?
the scene where he's in there shooting the aliens in...
They all heal back to full?
Yeah, and he shoots the little girl with the books.
Oh, yeah. I like the cockroach man.
Where's the music?
Club's closed. You know
What is going on?
Berlin shut down their nightlife. Berghain is an empty shell of its former self.
This is the closest thing I get to going out to an establishment with music. So the fact that it isn't playing, I'm very upset.
Actually, it does make sense with the whole, social distancing stuff. So I guess it makes sense the club is
So you
actually
think Valve
closed.
have gone, oh, we better patch that out of our game.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
you know
be-
Valve are super proactive with all of their patches and updates for their game, chat.
Oh, Rush, do your impression.
Oh,
Do it,
they
Rush.
hate the game, man. They hate the game. They don't care about the game at all. It's hard to do that without swearing because I usually always swear when I say that.
I know.
Oh, man.
Is that just the classic Counter-Strike fan opinion?
Pretty much, yeah.
perfect.
Pretty much. They don't care, man.
They don't care. I'm watching all this stuff for free and I'm playing this game and I'm having loads of fun with my teammates, but it kind of sucks because it doesn't cater exactly to me. I hate them.
Free now as well, the game. Like, now you don't even have to pay for it.
That's it. Very ambitious. A wide stray, Farley putting himself up on the boost spot enables him to find the first.
I think it might just be a B finish off of that. They have lost that kill, but now they can just stall on out. And I think the longer they stall for, probably the more GODSENT will start to doubt whether or not it is going to be this B-sided finish. Maiden has pushed up and taken a lot of territory, and he's actually continuing to push forward. So you can see here, he is in the playground, and that will stifle rotations back through towards A, but the connector is still under the remit of Heroic. So Heaven Smoke coming through. More utility as the Smoke Molly defense is being posted from GODSENT.
Yes. Oh, yes. Borup gets caught. Maiden with such a heavily pushed up position, but do they still go for the B?
This is the gap, right?
That is a gap. I mean, sure, they know he's pushed up. It does leave Crystal on the site with a lot to do. And it's clean until the first. Needs a second. Trying to suppress down. Looking for the headshots and finds it. Great shooting. Farley finishes it off, and GODSENT find a necessary third, and it is certainly necessary. It's been quite the T-side so far. Converting the first weapon round after the 3 from the pistol does leave them with already a bank of 7. Intermittently, though, we've seen the CTs post around, not being able to string 2 together, which is why you see the CTs with some excess cash. Of course, saved AWPs for Farley has put him into good stead, but need to string a couple more together now. GODSENT in pursuit of their first paired round.
And he's still decent. Canadian's actually opted just to go for a deagle here instead of something more potent, so leaving himself a bit of residual cash in the bank balance. Does tell me that they want to go for something a bit more direct, something a bit more in your face. And as we see the nade exchange over towards B again, it looks like they might actually try and contact through this. So Nico getting up towards one side, Stan getting up to the other. Molotovs come in. This is that contact play.
He held down his mouse one. Zen does as well. Did catch a stray bullet into the head. Stiko happy to contribute in some capacity. Borup unable to. Is Cadian really going for a plan? There's so many people around. Yeah, okay. Thought as much. They will try and fake the retreat. Both of them faking it out and now pivoting towards that squeaky door position. It's not going to require any sound cues. So Borup, what's this plan here?
If he can get in the backline and go through bank, isolate a duel onto one of the players on the A site, that'll force out a bigger rotation, and that might open the door for Cadian to slink onto B. He has the smoke for the plant, and it's actually pulled 2 players. So Borup's fight onto Zen on the site is absolutely everything here. Oh, he's already planting. So Borup's going to go for a late flank. It's not planted for him. Keep that in mind. It's a safe plant.
No info.
Cadian has to know this is coming through. If Cadian kills the connector player, Borup kills one in the site.
This is such naughty counter-strike.
Oh, smoke on the bomb as well.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, they didn't smoke the bomb.
It's for sure. And now Farley's been caught. Borup has an angle, so does Cadian. Heroic again with these rascal plays as no one can stop it. A 5-second defuse, the spray, wild, he gets it. And so do they. Borup and Cadian put their heads together, and it's cerebral counter in round 11.
Heroic are playing these mid-rounds fantastically.
That was so cool. They've done it twice now. The flank from the, you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. And it's great stuff to see. It's reminding me in a lot of ways of how Fnatic are able to approach some of these rounds. They can just play off of each other. They're so confident that the individuals know what they need to do. It's great stuff. They're not just sticking together and trying to trade out. They're throwing GODSENT for a loop. It's not by the book Counter-Strike, but they're making it look good, and maybe they should write a new book
it's a
because
new book on the shelves.
Things are looking fantastic as Heroic have 8 rounds here on their T side. They can post this one. The money situation for GODSENT not going to be good for a full buy. We'll have enough for a buy, but if the half continues in this fashion, Heroic are going to be very, very happy with the bag of rounds they're going to be able to net. Okay, Molotov to clear out underneath, so Crystal jumping up with the boost to see if anybody's home. Nobody is. That's the radar for us. Sound babysitting in the backyard area. Nico spamming through in towards sewer and the B bomb site just to hold the pieces of the puzzle in place. And Farley, well, it's his chance right now to get something done. Maybe another flash will come over to his position. You can see how he's turned away, waiting for the flash, and then he's going to peek off of it. So flash is heard.
Fell off. Tess is in the bathrooms, but Farley's drawing blood. Bomb spotted. Farley retreating. This is a good chance, but he gets his eye to the scope in time. A good shot. 4 on 3. Bomb loose as well, as Chad has outlined. This is going to get a bit sketchy for Heroic unless they can pluck Farley out of these toilets. The fact he's stuck around is very, very cheeky. And that's even more so. A jump to evade the shot keeps Down alive.
They have to deal with him. They can't leave him here for too long.
Look at this guy. He's still going. Still hitting shots. A third into the sights. Maiden's there, and Maiden's got himself a double. Great response from GODSENT. It's Farley, though, a shining beacon for the GODSENT CT side. First time we've seen a bit more of a coordinated and predictable fight, and it's where Farley thrives.
Yeah, and right now there are some problems on the heroic side of things. This is him dodging that flash and having a chance to recover. Tassus, if he made that frag, that's the bomb site open. They can recover the bomb. They can get on in. He was a bit of a nuisance right there, so a difficult one to deal with. But the problem is the money situation over for heroic is, look, in the bin, bit of bin juice. Sunny 35-degree day. Not where you want to be right now. Well, I would like to be on a sunny 35-degree day, but that's just me. As they have a choice. Force buy, go for the Mac 10s, the Tech 9s, go for something fast, see if you can snowball onto the B bomb site, or take the save and not have a fantastic buy, especially for the likes of Borup and Stown going into the following. I would like to see them go for the force buy. We're at the tail end of the half. They already have 8, so they've already won the half. The best they can post is 11, but I feel if they take this save, they're going to lose 2 straight and only have a chance to go for 9. So that's probably the conversation they were just having, and they've gone for the force buy. So it will be Tech 9s, Eagle, utility spread. This is still a very dangerous round if Heroic can take territory, right? And what I mean by that is they need to push up to the closer choke points, make sure that they're not being dictated to by Farley, and that would make me believe it will be a B finish. Farley is solo A right now. All the pressure on him, and that is a fluffed smoke to kick things off from Borup.
Yeah.
So they can re-smoke towards heaven. It's not the end of the world.
It is a bit of a scary stack, though. I mean, there are 4 CTs, if you as you outlined here, for this execute.
Oh, they're playing smoke molly defense as well. So what I mean by that is as soon as they see the nades and flashes come over, they're throwing a bunch of their own to slow down this attack. There is a third wave of utility that can come over from Heroic if they need to, and they probably should.
Smoke molly defense. I see what you're saying, Chad. This is actually a perfect little microcosm. Do you want to write this down in your book in case we're ever trying to explain what a smoke molly defense is?
I stole this one from Sean Gares.
It's good. But handsome Americans aside, it's Crystal's turn. Borup does get a lot of space there. Could pressure Seiko, keeping him busy. Does even catch Crystal. Stops him in his tracks. He's willing to duel. And they have got the bomb down. That's something. Certainly for the grand scheme of things, any weapons that they can drop down now is magnificent. A bit sketchy onto the first. A dink translates into a frag. And so it'll be 2 kills in a bomb plant. Can't ask for much more with the full investment, though. It's not going to be enough. And the GODSENT, they handle it well. Not going to get overrun.
Yeah, so now they'll just go for a partial. This is where we will just see Deagles and P250s. There won't be the full armor investment behind it. And then in the last round of the half, they will opt for the full weapon round. It was just a question for Heroic of did they want to take a save and go for something a little bit more audacious in the following, where they could have had Galils, or did they want to go for the all-in with the Tech 9s? Now, the Tech 9s, it was a good attempt, just unable to find the penetration they needed to push on up and close down those duels. Well handled by Crystal. And here you can see exactly that. Deagle for Borup, Deagle for Stown, only a Glock for Caden. He wants the AWP, so he's opted for a flash, and the P250s for Tassus, who's taken a lot of damage early with Nico. If Heroic can get anything done here, take some guns away, you want to see if you can take away 3 guns right now. And look, Farley and Steeko will be able to drop going into the following, so if you can take away their rifles, that would probably be the best ones to be removing it from the hands. But you don't always get to choose who you shoot, and well, Farley takes down Tassus, then to take down 2 with Steeko. So Steeko stole one of them.
Beef.
This should be quick. Shouldn't be too much to talk about here.
I want to talk about that souvenir M4. Who was that?
Zen, probably.
Have a look at Zen. Yo, what we got? SK, Penta, Zen. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's from when he played in the
2017.
Krakow 2017. God, was Krakow 2017?
Yeah, man.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Time's bloody flown these last couple of years.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
That was when I didn't get the job because of the...
Because you had an agent.
Yep.
Yep.
Shout out to him.
Doesn't matter. We're not working for them ever again. Alex, is all good.
Round 15, though.
We're out. We're done.
Yeah, we're strong, independent men. We don't need no guy.
Work for ourselves. And the cops.
And the police and the state.
Government. All right. Heroic, 9-6. Sounds better than 8-7, but for GODSENT, they don't want to be bowing out of this half too quietly. Farley's been great with these openings the last few, once the AWP's been up. You've been happy with that. Big Farley fan.
No complaints there. This is a hard duel to win, but Nico's done it anyway. Peeking into the headshot. Does have the AK advantage and profits from it. Hard duel. Clean. Oh, all across the shop.
Couple of 1v1s.
Yeah, and Russia's caught them all, so shout outs to him. Canadian and Borup, though. That's a perfect angle. Oh, and that's a perfect opening. And they weren't ready for Stiko. Okay, guys, we got a game on our hands. An 8-7 half. GODSENT stabilizing with 3. Make it 4 consecutive rounds. We'll take it. Be right back.
Escúchalo, siéntate y relájate un poco, que en esta vida el tiempo es loco. Puedes perder momentos preciosos y sepas que cuando pides ayuda yo me levanto. Todo lo que tengo lo comparto, y aunque me sienta triste yo canto, ay canto. Vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza, sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay, mamá, si una cosa no te gusta, cámbiala. Si la situación te asusta, enfréntala. Si la vida es injusta, grita, deja de callar, escucha. Si la alegría te abraza, acéptala. Si la suerte no te roza, búscala. Nunca te prives de la felicidad, de tu libertad. De tu libertad. De tu libertad. Tengo la fuerza, vivir no me espanta. Si me conoces sabe bien que no soy santa. No me privo de lo que me encanta. Si no hay razones para que lo haga, no. Me gustan los problemas, sabe que yo ando como quiera, no digo que no. Yo soy a mi manera, no me arrepiento. Escucha mi consejo, mi amigo. Vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza, sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay, mamá, si una cosa no te gusta, cámbiala. Si la situación te asusta, enfréntala. Si la vida es injusta, grita, deja de callar, escucha. Si la alegría te abraza, acéptala. Si la suerte no te roza, búscala. Nunca te prives de la felicidad, de tu libertad.
And we are back from the break. 8-7. Well, that's the scoreline. Map 3. That's the docket. Series 1. Who's going to take it, Alex?
My money is on a good game, Chad.
Okay, you're being one of those.
I found a fence, and I'm firmly placing my buttocks upon it.
Yeah, I hope you're not sitting straddling on the fence.
Yeah,
I hope
no,
you've got your legs over just one side.
I'm full side saddle.
Full side. Oh,
Where is Sarah? Is that coming from my...
Oh,
Oh, we got some club music.
I like it.
That is fantastic. Oh, it's got an address. I didn't know Germany had avenues.
Can we keep this playing for the pistol round? Is that possible?
If they can take headshots like Sarah took the kids. Bunny hopping backwards into death. Oh, this is madness. Okay, well, the pistol round is chaos. Absolute chaos. And I'm not talking about the org. I'm talking about the pistols here. Cadian and Tessa's left to their own devices, forced back into the sites. Look at that. How often do you look at the minimap? Look how many corpses litter Underpass.
That deep as well. That's
so peculiar.
We don't see that every day of the week.
God, okay, we have to call a truce. Everyone go and get your wounded. Take them back to spawn.
Well, that's where Tessus is right now. He's going out to get the bike near Picnic. So seeing if he can cart the dead as the other 3 individuals from the GODSENT side of things will be retooling over towards the bomb site.
How brave is he? Does he stare at the floor the whole time?
He will.
Yeah?
Yeah, and
That's
it's a massive gamble. The likelihood he will be cleared.
But he's counting on the potential of not.
If Aiden's going to clear it.
If Tessus could like fire a shot right now, I'd
surely.
Hi.
Yeah. It's a gamble, right? You know that he has to take it. They're in a situation where maybe he gets 1, maybe he gets 2.
Do you see my strat, right? If I'm Cadian, I'm like, now. And then Tessus opens the door. Obviously, I'm sitting there with X-Ray and Mini-Mouse, but there's a world where the sound cue is enough to distract the clear.
Well, Tessus can still win this. He has plenty of time, unable to flick to 2 heads at once, and he's going to go on down. So right here, right now, GODSENT even keel up to 8-8.
What do you make of the CTs ready to fight an underpass with 3? I mean, that was kind of odd. Is that just a read?
I think if you take connector out of the equation, then those late to mid-round fakes get completely neutered. But here, just losing those jewels, Farley had a very big round denying it. Going aggressive is risky with the USP versus Glocks. So it is always a challenge. But I love pistol rounds because of how different you can approach them.
Yeah,
you can do random plays like that. No, you don't have to go to your B bomb site and do the same old. It's down with the scout tagging down Zen early.
Knocks off his trigger finger.
Look at the 4 grenades left over as well from Heroic. If they can land some of these either on a plant position, so as the bomb's going down, throw it towards B or throw it to the A plant spot, they might be able to get a couple of freebies. Stown will slow this ascent even more so with another scout shot. Cadian's rotated over. He has a smoke that they can drop over towards the divider position. Here it is. And clearing through connector by going back down appears to be the approach from GODSENT here. So exploiting the gap, Cadian might be able to get one.
Oh, that's a real nice little smoke. He's got about 5 seconds until everybody can see through Banana. They got nades, though. Time to get some Pokeballs out. Oh, good shot from Nico into the first. Nades are drawn, and they're important, but how much damage do we get? Zen doesn't go down. He's at 10 HP.
So I have 2 nades. Okay.
Ouch. Okay, 3 on 3. Maiden needs to get one here, and back turned. Oh, Cadian with the scroll wheel jump. Maiden's opened up the side, though. A quick triple with his Galil. They've got nades as well.
I'm surprised we didn't see the 2 remaining players who hadn't rotated through just yet setting up their nades for exactly what Burrup just did.
I see what you're saying.
And they went for something a little bit more aggressive, and now Burrup, unfortunately for him, 1 on 3 situation, Deagle in hand, no defuse kit. It's not going to be an easy round to find anything. T's have all posted back up now. Farley, Maiden, and Crystal have all left the site. They've fled the scene.
This is the unfun 20 seconds of Counter-Strike. Just sit there, accept your fate. Make sure you're away from the bomb radius, which don't forget is weird in Overpass. Yeah, that's better. The Z-axis always catches me off guard, Chad. You know when you're first playing Vertigo and you're running away from the A site and you just start running down that ramp.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh yes, I'm covering so much ground. I've covered so much ground. No. Zen could have gone down to that nade. That would have looked different, perhaps, because then more attention drawn to Maiden's position. This is his triple kill, by the way. Look at that. Quick reactions and transfer. And it was Cadian actually fluffing his lines as well with the Deagle.
Yeah,
so
the jump.
A little bit sketchy, a little bit orky.
Alex, I was thinking about this, and tell me what your thoughts are.
I have thoughts.
So we have our Twitter handles on our little lower thirds, right? When we come on in. What if we change them to our Instagram handles? How many followers do you reckon we can get?
I am so done with Twitter. Can we start? I'm ready for that.
I'm not done with Twitter.
I'll keep doing tweets.
I also like my Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I like that the number's big and it inflates my ego, but other than that...
I think my Instagram is just pictures that people have taken of me.
Yeah, but I just feel like Instagram is a platform that has less of a chance if you use it correctly. I want to preface this.
Sure.
If you are using Instagram and following people and then comparing their lives to yours, it is a pathway to social anxiety and depression. I'm just saying, it's very. I had a recent, epiphany where I basically changed who I followed, and now I just follow people that inspire me. I follow, people who have got artistic eyes or see the world in a different way or have a different perspective, and I follow them. And then instead of it being like constant comparison of my life to theirs, it's now actually more just that, that's inspired me to do my life differently, you know? And I think if you treat Instagram that way, it's much better than Twitter, where everyone's just complaining all the time and trying to be sassy for comedic effect and for interactions.
Yeah, look, I do love a good sassy tweet every now and again, but I get what you're saying. I use the Instagram to monitor what players are up to, so I can see, are they practicing? What are they doing? Are they at a boot camp?
Exactly. The stories are nice as well, Chad.
Yeah.
I've seen your story game stepping up. Henry did a lovely little story set. Got to see him in the gym.
Yeah, that was I like the name for that one that he put on through.
Yeah.
Our gym, for those who aren't too familiar with the dynamic, Mr. Henry Greer, myself, and Alexander Machine Richardson all live together in Malta. We have a gym that I put together in our basement.
Built it himself with his strong Australian hands.
Muscly bare hands, and it's a good bit of fun. We've got all the Go gear down there, everything that you need. I think the latest edition that I purchased before we left was some dip bars.
Yes,
Henry was using them in the video.
Para Pets? No, that's something else.
The little. We have the little ones. Oh, the Paralette bars. Yeah.
Anyway, I think I just
We need
know
to
it's a
pull up
fancy name.
the pull-up bar that we only have on the door.
Yeah, I like the pull-up bar thingy they have in the hotel gym.
That's good. Yeah.
You do those little L sits and stuff. Very fun.
I wanted to buy a cable machine, but that's like $3,000 in Malta. So
Yeah, do you reckon that's possible, Chad? We just whip it up and do like Instagram one day.
Why don't we just do a plug now? See how much Instagram interaction we can get.
Machine.gg is mine. I post pictures of myself and pictures of buildings that I like.
Mine is just Chad Birchall, my full name, C-H-A-D.
Lots of pictures of the good angles of Chad Birchall's face and body. Head over to Chad M. Birchall or Chad Birchall?
Just Chad Birchall.
Wow, how did you get Chad Birchall?
I don't know.
That's pretty cool, bro.
Early adopter, I suppose.
That's pretty cool.
Boys, can I link my PayPal as well?
Yeah, get your PayPal in there, Rush.
Yeah,
How much do you want donated?
Be all right.
Rush, I want dinner before we play tonight.
That's fine. Get it.
I'm running out of good options.
Get rejected.
I keep going to the title. I thought maybe you want to hang
He was trying to set up a date there, and
Hey, Rush.
Rush just
Oh, he
straight
was?
shut him down. Oh, come on, Rush. Your social intelligence isn't that low.
We
Come
could
on,
go
Rush.
for a minor walk, I
I
guess.
want
maybe
dinner
there's a bit
before
of
we
food.
play games, Rush. Why would he say that out loud to you?
But the thing is, if we go for dinner, then that's like an hour and a half, you know?
Oh,
That's
no.
An hour and a
time
half,
spent
it's
away
me.
from
We're not going
Soroka,
out with
you know?
the people we go with who are an hour late every time,
Yeah,
Rush.
but you'll probably have
That's
a drink
tomorrow night.
and you'll need to finish it. This is why whenever I went out with food
All
with my
right,
parents,
fine,
it's
shut
the
up.
same
Let's get
thing
back in.
every
Shut
time.
up,
Every
Rush.
single
All right.
It's time for
It's
counter
awesome.
side.
Anyway, bye round.
Bloody complaining, isn't he? Testus aggressive up towards Fountain. A four-pronged CT side defense here over towards A. Cadian looking towards the playground position. Over towards Long will be Nico ready to slink on out. But it's Bo up towards B. He's on notice. The nade, it is...
Terrible.
Yeah, I suppose. Now they have to rotate all the way back. So Nico pushes for information, takes playground control away. You have Stown still dealing with connector, and that leaves two individuals of Cadian and Tessus to rotate all the way over towards B. So if the hit came in now, Burrup would be in trouble. But Nico needs to think more. He needs to contain. If he pushes forward, he will be taken out of the equation. And that's it. Zen's patience pays off.
Patience has enabled a lot of space to be manufactured here as the bomb's working its way towards Monster. The CT is completely locked out with the utility of Crystal. Look at that. That's magnificent from the in-game leader there. He knows what he's done. He knows what he's achieved. And such a passive stance from Heroic. Are they just expecting this round to go quietly into the night? I mean...
Have a kid on Stown, so the retake potential is possible. Same for Borup, but he's low on HP. I wouldn't be expecting him to be the one to go for the defuse. The Molotov from Stown could go towards site or sandbag. The best would be used in that pit. It looks like that's what he's lining up. So this Molotov will clear Crystal, a flash, and then they'll go.
All right, I like the sound of that. Let's see
They
how
should
it
give this a crack.
shapes up. Getting loads of Instagram notifications, Chad. This is exciting.
Well, they're pushing on through, and Crystal with the MAC-10. It's perfect place, perfect time. 2 kills for him, shutting down this on the bonus round as Cadian will have to save the AWP. Great round for GODSENT, 11-8. Okay. It was an 8-7 half. Heroic looking punishing GODSENT. They brought back the first half on their CT side to muster 7 rounds, and now on their T half, they are looking great. So this is the MAC-10. Couldn't have asked for a better weapon for those 2 kills, Crystal. Lovely stuff. Cadian saving the AWP. He's going to be the only weapon carried on through. As we can see, 2 doggos on the bed there.
I believe that's Bo CSGO as well, supporting GODSENT, but also, I believe, pursuing a career as a female competitive Counter-Strike player.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, I was a little bit off on the buy. Heroic have been able to get a lot of goodies going. An AWP for Stown. Famus. Org. M4. Okay. Very potent stuff here going into round 20.
All right, strap me in. I'm actually going to stand up, Chad. I'll give you some 10 rounds of serious business at the business end of this game.
Max loss bonus is the only way this was possible.
Could be the element of surprise. And there's the double AWP. Down draws blood. Zen. Oh, I love it, Down. He's looking very angelic and graceful. Crystal eliminated. Maiden trades. And he's so damn low.
Very low. Pressure's on Stown now. They could come through Monster at any moment. He needs to reposition. Oh, the bailout from Nico.
Yeah, he saved him there. And look at the angle. This is a tight line. He heard him scope. Sicko doesn't want to commit. Cadian doesn't want to either. And now from the flank, Farley, quick reactions. We're gaming today. He's going to be running the bomb all the way around the world. Sicko does have it in his hand, so I have to correct myself. I thought that was Farley going to be threatened. Cadian's starting to flirt with the idea of a rotate, but instead, of course, in a 2v2, makes perfect sense that he smokes Monster.
Okay, so this is good to help out Stown, and you can see where Stown's positioned himself over towards Graffiti. So he's not in a retake setup, but he's quite passive, and they need to play between the bomb sites here because Cadian, if he gets pushed back, which is definitely possible, there's a smoke and multiple flashes, retaking the A site is going to be extremely difficult. So it's a gamble stack coming over. 20 seconds left. Cadian and Stown both need to ring true with these AWPs.
Bang. No success. Bomb being planted in the smoke. Farley's actually tagged another one. This is madness from Farley. Oh, still Cadian hits the quick scope. Sicko can clutch. Tags up Down. So low on Cadian as well. He has to be really careful with when he chooses to expose some flesh. As do we all. Double AWPs. Cadian's tip of his head. Down wants to peek into the angle. Fakes the reload for the fight, but Down's ready. And Heroic.
Oh, dear.
Come out on top of the 2v2. What's the oh dear about, Chad? That's the first we've seen from Heroic on the CT side, and it comes after so many of those bomb plants. It feels like GODSENT. In fact, I've got evidence here to suggest, to back it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 6 rounds so far this half have involved the bomb being down.
Yeah, and the oh dear is just how close that was. Sicko could have easily won that round. I'm not saying it was easy to win. I'm just saying if the chips had fallen in a little bit of a different direction, he could have picked that one up. I know it was left eye peaks, but it was double AWPs. There was the low HP of Cadian. So it was a good gamble by Stown and Cadian to both be on that A bomb site. They had to do it, and if it was B, they would have been more than happy just to say, but GODSENT, they only have 1 timeout left after this one. So using their 3rd timeout here of the map, 11-9. First round on the board for Heroic, as you mentioned. Double AWPs could be extremely potent, but think about this, Alex.
I'm thinking, Chad.
GODSENT know the double AWPs are out. What would be an appropriate approach against the double AWPs?
Something fast, maybe to B or Mac 10 at the front, some flashbangs.
But then with Heroic knowing that, I would be expecting them to play more forward with their players over towards Monster in the sewer area. So here, Cadian is actually postured to looking towards A. I thought maybe they would use their spawns to lock down a B rush. They should do a 4-man B lean. I think that's the best idea for Heroic right now because, as I mentioned, B is probably the weakest point against the double AWP setup. Stown will lean over there as well. So there you go. It will be the 4-man B just to kick things off. And how do GODSENT want to go about this? It doesn't look like they're setting up for a rush onto the B site. There's a smoke over towards the toilets. No flash to push back Cadian, but there's a timer on this. And, well, that's already come to its natural conclusion. A smoke towards the divider area as well has denied any information.
Yeah, look, I mean, like, it's quite a smart way from GODSENT to approach this because they can stack up early, wait for any aggressions, but by throwing those smokes, they've kind of guaranteed that there's no CTs getting nosy.
And they've also posted Zen up over towards Party with a full set of utility. So if he throws any more nades over towards that A site, it might draw out one of these rotators. Stown with the AWP. He's actually posted up next to the pole in the site, so he has a chance to pivot. He'll either be able to look to Monster or the sandbag position from here, but with a full set of nades still remaining for GODSENT, or at least enough to do an execute, I'm not quite sure if they're going to go in dry. It wouldn't make much sense, so...
Never does, Chad.
Flash from Zen onto the site has actually drawn out 2 players, and they're limping onto B. So foregoing that utility, and Stown with a big one onto Crystal.
Yeah, he looks for a second, but incendiaries are perfectly timed. Gonna flush Sicko into the sandbag's corner, and that's so nice. Down as soon as he gets given the cue. Now they want to boost him up, perhaps. No, not to be. Instead, now Zen filling the gap. Farley getting, or potentially losing a teammate there. Zen getting away with just 20 points of health. But my goodness, Heroic definitely starting to look a bit switched on here. And the double AWPs, not a problem when Stown's finding double kills and close quarters AWPing his way through the site.
Zen can do some damage here with the AK, especially as Burrup is going to push using the smoke to his advantage. Keep that money low from Heroic. That's what the name of the game should be. And a great flash over, so teamwork still high on the agenda for Heroic here as they want to take away whatever they can. Zen, He's tucked in, low HP. Farley running away to save the AWP. Is he going to keep going? Is Borup going to try and clear this? Oh, that's after the time, Alex. That's a nightmare.
Oh, brutal.
So Zen only has 2450 left. Otherwise, he would have had a little bit of a loss bonus trickling on through. That would have been 1900, and that's a quick flick from Stown. Good stuff.
It's timing, though.
So I'm curious if we will see the buy come out here from GODSENT. The saved AWP, and there was enough residual. That's a bit of a transformer of a mouse there in the middle.
He's wearing a Bieber shirt as well, so clearly a man of good taste.
Okay, so AWP, AK, they didn't go for a full buy. Stiko can go for a hero AK, like you can see, and still have 2700 residual. So they've left enough money to allow them to go for a buy in the following. Wow, everybody but Farley, really. This is curious.
I like Tessus's aggression, but he's actually having to keep 2 plates spinning at once. He was convinced there could have been more.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how come so much money was spent on the side of things, especially with Zen.
I see what you're saying. An armored deagle to back up the rest.
Yeah, but there's more so the loss bonus in the next round's 2400. We see how Crystal left 2k.
Yeah.
So his is going to have 4400 left.
Maybe he just looked at Farley and was like, oh, I'm good to go then.
Yeah, maybe, but
foolish. But that's not, of course, unless they win it.
Yeah, and they definitely can. Even though they're a man down, isolating the duel on the site with Cadian here will open the door. Tassus will have a longer rotation, and he still will have to worry about that long. So smoke from Crystal. Where are they going to place it? Either we deep. This one here is looking like it will be heading towards the drop-down area. Molly towards the front of bathrooms. They pick on through. Zen with the deagle. He's making it work.
Yeah, and Cadian's drawn his crossfire. It's a bit too far away now. He'll have to tuck in. And Tessus arrives from long. Does catch Crystal's hunt. Stiko a bit paranoid about that plant. Oh, and the incendiary's so good. Look at Stiko burnt down. Zen, as he plants, is finished off by Tessus. Heroic.
This is still winnable, though.
Yeah, really? I was starting to write them out. They have a smoke on Borup. Surely they just get a bit of chaos and Borup jumps on.
There's the first. And Farley with the AWP, he's been phenomenal so far.
Oh my God, he's getting the frags. Stown's not dead yet.
Defusing.
He's holding it, and that's enough of a distraction. Farley getting the frags, but it's Borup's defuse that brings up the round. Farley does well just to survive. He basically fights his way out of there, so he'll keep the AWP in play. Necessary. Bomb plant means that your cash concerns are no longer an issue. But this is what I was saying, a smoke and a defuse kit.
Yeah, look, I thought that Stiko would have continued for, actually, regardless of what Stiko did there, he wouldn't have gotten to the site in time. Just the fact that Farley had to worry about 2 targets, having the diffuser and somebody in his face was a little bit problematic, but they did a lot of damage, right? They took away all the weapons. They kept Heroic honest. Look at the Heroic bank balance right now. So if GODSENT can convert this, we're on. Yeah, this game is still open.
Yeah, wide open. In the final 7 rounds of play, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the aggressive AWPing out of Farley. What is he up to? I mean, there's certainly room for that to succeed. At the moment, the CT's not going to be jumping into his jaws, but the boost works out. GODSENT access point, flashing in through Monster now. All the goodies, everything they can muster. Nico's got nothing, but Stown has found something more, perhaps, but Stiko denies. Into the site now, made in the first. Nico gone. Tessus and Cadian can't do anything. Maiden, the man from Montenegro, has found himself a double, has found himself the bomb down and around 12. Looks like GODSENT will be taking the lead here.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about with the cash. So the 3 rounds in a row that were posted on the board from the Heroic side of things has brought their loss bonus back down to 1900. Now 1900 plus roughly 300, which is what Borup and Tessus are dealing with. That's not a lot of cash money.
Did I tell you the time I got kicked out of a club in Montenegro?
Yeah, I remember.
Slapped around the back of the head.
Yeah, you didn't have a great time there.
I had a horrible time.
Didn't have a good time.
Really wouldn't recommend it, but I'm sure Maiden had a great time.
Well, I hope so. He probably doesn't get... He's not a tourist in his own country.
No, and I think the fact that I was speaking English and apparently that was enough.
Yeah, well, we don't like the British in the rest of the world.
I was just looking at my phone standing in a club, and I got...
Well, that's the problem. You were standing. You got to be dancing at all times.
No, dude. No, you see, that's the problem, is that their clubs are so poorly set up in like that part of the world. They just have tables all over the dance floor, so they just stand there, flex with their fancy clothes that they've bought. They all stand there and awkwardly try and seduce each other with eye movements.
Oh, eye movements. Okay.
Because you can't dance, so you just walk up to them and go, "I'm masculine man. You like me? Yes."
Well, that's how I've done it. I've done that my entire life. Normally, I use less words than that. But
slapped about, hated it. That's the end of my Montenegro story.
That's all right. Now you just come on holidays with me and Henry.
I think I will.
We'll keep you safe. We'll keep you safe.
Cadian on the AWP and just USPs around it.
If you're GODSENT in a round like this, you know that the orb's in play. So one of the first keys. Oh, I love these. I really like the front sight smokes there. This is something community. Now we're really going back in time, guys. In 2015, they used this as a strategy quite a lot. If teams didn't play forward, taking fights towards Monster, you're able to creep on in behind that smoke wall. And you can see just the misdirection that it's done here. This is fantastic. I haven't seen this in years.
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of information that the CTs had to assume was a possibility.
It's such a good little maneuver, especially if you use it. So maybe as this half tapers forward, GODSENT might go for that play again. Definitely one I'll look to highlight if we see GODSENT coming into Overpass in future maps here within the Pro League.
Oh yeah, bro.
But we did discuss how important of a map win this is for GODSENT. They're currently 1-3, bottom of the barrel within the group. Heroic need this as well to keep their head above water. Flash over the top. They're going through. Nico melting.
40 seconds. They're going to commit to this. They're trying to boost Cadian up, and that was his shot. Squandered now, they know where the AWP is. The USPs, there shouldn't be any issues, but it does feel a bit sketchy. Steeko does push through the smoke and looks like he's resolved all of the issues. Go on, 8 HP, the Glock could have done it. It's the nade that does. 13 for GODSENT, and I'm starting to believe now here that they can convert. Round 25, and the CTs down to the 4.6 region. This was against the saved AWP, and I mean, to be fair, GODSENT were very thorough, and they managed to convert with neat and tidy execute into these stacked USPs.
Well, this is the round right here that I would be wanting to see GODSENT pick up if they want to close this one out quickly, and that's because the loss bonus still hasn't built up enough for Heroic to go for a buy in the following. It will only be the 2,900. So if GODSENT take this, at that point, 15 should basically be a lock. Oh, good exchange of nades right there. Look at all that damage done to Farley Maiden and Crystal. They are all dropped down to headshot range for the M4A4s. We even have an AUG in the hands of Tassus here, posted up towards Bathroom. He will be the first they have to pass. As towards Long, 3 will saunter, 1 towards connector of Steeko. Flash in. It's not good. 1, and the double for Tassus. He's handled this well. That's the bomb down. He can call for a rotation. Coming quickly will be Nico.
Why did the flash not hit him?
He was on the stairs, so the flash landed below his line of sight. Good flash over. That's the 3rd. So that nade damage is all being converted here by Tassus.
Found out by Zen. He spots Steeko, though, so the call is concrete. They know where both of the remaining players are. Zen's making no secret of his investigations. Long. Nico.
Oh, the timing.
No slouch from the M4, but he only gets the 1. Zen going to be shot in the back. So, Heroic do keep it competitive, just as it looked like GODSENT were starting to string together some consecutive rounds. Into the 26th.
So Crystal will probably just buy himself here. He only has a low amount of cash. You can see the flash just under the line of sight.
I see, because of the crouch as well.
Yeah.
If he was actually standing, it might have caught him.
So good stuff there from Tassus. A massive impact round from him to post 12 on the board. And as we move into the next round, Crystal didn't have any money to work with, so he's probably just going to buy himself. I think that the remainder of the team can purchase. You want Farley to get his AWP, and we can just take a quick look at the scores here. Maiden on 22, continuing some good form. Farley with 19, 14 for Zen, Steeko with 18, and Crystal down there with 12. On the other side of things, we've got 17 for Heroic, 17 for Borup, 15 for Stown, 14 for Tassus, 13 kills for Cadian, and 14 for Nico. So, everybody fragging pretty decently here today on our 3rd and final map of series number 1. And there is your impact player. Tassus was a hero over there in Cologne in multiple matchups that we were highlighting just a couple of weeks ago. This is week 4 of straight Counter-Strike action here from the ESL studios in Cologne. And Crystal has a Tech-9 utility, Kevlar behind it. Still a very potent buy going into round 26. The boost on up. Tassus spotting through, doesn't catch a lot. To extinguish will be Nico. And a slower approach here from GODSENT, not wanting to give away anything within the early stages, waiting out the early aggressions, waiting out the early utility, because last round they took over 100 damage from a bunch of nades. And the re-rotation will be coming back through. So Heroic want to make sure they have something to work with here. Nico might clear towards Long.
I love this angle. Doesn't get him what he wants, but it's safe info at least. Borup catching Steeko through the smoke. That is a big save. Avoids the flash as well. Takes the spot of the frost. The molly fades and the spray through the smoke. Maiden's just literally let go of his keyboard. Down to 22. God, the spray is so close. He mantles finally. Cadian knocks him off his perch, but the bomb does go down courtesy of Zen. And the Finn is not finished.
Crystal's flank could be huge here.
Oh, the flash is so good. Zen couldn't do a thing about it.
It's going to be too late.
Yeah, this flank, as good as it sounded, is not going to get too far.
And the Tech 9 from this range is the worst gun for the job. So even though they did plant for him, he's going to go down to Tassus here. Or is he? Okay, Tassus has done well for that, but mopped on up in 13-13. That buy round, thank God GODSENT got the plant, because now they can go for a partial investment. And this is where Heroic can snatch the game right back. Great stuff here from Stown on that flash. Good work from the youngster.
Good stuff indeed. 13-13. Really does become quite the nail biter, and I will remind you of what's at stake here as well, because GODSENT have not been going swimmingly, and this is basically a compulsory victory. 1 win under their belt so far. Recently falling to that of OG in a full 2-1 series. Heroic hold the head-to-head. We have yet to see GODSENT beat Heroic historically, so a chance 3 rounds away from it, but unfortunately this one is a bit of a write-off. We scrapping this one.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe there is something in this round.
Maybe. Giving Farley the AUG. Definitely not complaining about that. Little mini AUG.
Oh, they're getting peppered up here. This is dangerous.
Nerve-wracking. Need to calm their beans. Need to cool it down. Zen. He's going to drop that bomb, but Crystal's hit a banger of a deagle shot. 4 on 3. Numbers favor GODSENT, and they have time to pivot. This is a nice call. AK spotted. Let's give it over to Stown so they don't have a double AWP retake on their hands. Makes sense.
Oh, Burrup, he's just used some utility contain. He just smoked off towards the sandbag position. That's going to buy them until roughly 40 seconds, maybe a little bit under, and a Molotov towards Monster. Now tucking himself in. They've also drawn the rotation of Cadian over. So another smoke deployed towards B. That's good info, but look at this. Down pressing forward. If he doesn't get at least 1 kill here, there's trouble.
Oh, and Farley, that's why you give him the AUG. Sets him up for success. The rotate's coming in. It could be the round. They haven't invested in anything, Chad. No armor. Deagles, peppered. Losing the AUG on Tessus is now translated into a bomb plant. And a numbers disadvantage for the retake. Borup, you got to do something special here, bro. Farley's off angle, bad spray, double
has
kill.
To save. He can't go for this. Look at the money situation right now.
Oh, GODSENT, they are fast on their way to finding their first win here. Is that some LGB stickers I've seen? Bit of a retro throwback. What year would that? 2015, it says, I think. That's the Katowice ones.
Yeah, that should be right. They were in the early ones with like Skitten and...
It's not Skitten.
Well, I don't know how to...
Squitten.
I'm not going to say it in their language.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Not one of them.
Neither am I.
Crims was in there.
Crimsy.
Olaf was in there. Twist was in there at a point in time.
Did DW ever do LGB?
No, I don't think so.
He was a bit later.
He was Fnatic. Yeah, when they were playing with Stinger, and I think it was Centuries, I think were the 2 names.
Oh, there's some names.
So this is real strife if you are a Heroic fan. If you're a GODSENT fan, they're looking to get their 2nd win here in the Pro League. Going to put them up to a 2-3 scoreline. Heroic will be on 2-3 as well in terms of their overall wins and losses.
Chad, real quick, in case you missed it, Cadian did die to the bomb there, so he did actually have to rebuy the AWP.
Thank you, Rush. That's very important. I did miss that. That's very important.
Thank you very much, Rushley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, they've purchased on in here, Alex, so this is do or die.
This is essentially the game. If the CTs go down here, Tessus refusing to quit. Cadian caught completely off guard. And Zen trying to knock Tessus off his perch as well. The nade looks destined for success. Bonk down to 51. And a very defensive smoke for Tessus as he catches another one even lower now. That AWP low. They've only got FAMAS. My God, this is shaping up so well for GODSENT. They just have to convert it now. All they have to do is play this one smart. They've got the util. They've got the numbers. They've got the health. GODSENT have a chance to find their first ever victory versus Heroic here. Crystal didn't rate for that one, and now Zen onto Nico. Borup's got a very good deagle here, so don't ride him out just yet.
Another.
Tessus has caught one with a FAMAS. Good catch from Zen. This is coming right down to the wire. Bomb will be planted.
Down.
Can't contest it. He's too late.
They're not ready for this, though.
Right, you're right. This should be the double. It could be. Oh, the trigger discipline, you spicy warrior. Stown pulls Heroic back from the brink.
This is a tug of war. How back and forth this is in the tail end of the game. Let's just have a look from round 23. Round 23, GODSENT grabbed, and then they grabbed 24. Then bouncing back, Heroic grabbed 2 of their own. Round 27 with pistols only, a light upgrade. GODSENT, they smattered them. Maiden with a huge opening over towards the bathrooms. And now, well, on the low buy or force buy, Stown, the Famous, the hero right here, able to plug the holes and get Heroic leveled things up with 14-14. That's a huge round to win. You can see what that means to Cadian. We've got 2 rounds left.
This is intense.
And both teams just really having to smash open their piggy banks at the moment.
Wait, why am I only seeing Glocks and...
They're able to buy, but you can see here it's just a couple of AKs and that AWP. So
everything was on the floor. Okay.
Well, Zen needs something. Zen, there we go. He's going to purchase into a Deagle. So it's all good in the hood.
Thankfully.
And GODSENT did more with less before, so there's no reason they can't grab round number 29, post 15 on the board. But this is the same situation I was just saying for Heroic in the previous. It's almost an all-in because the loss bonus for both teams at this moment is very, very low. For Heroic, it's 1,400. For GODSENT, it's 1,900. Both teams have spent almost all of their money here.
Yikes.
Back towards A again. Cadian just moved off the line as now Farley is scoped on through, being extremely passive, not wanting to give away an opening pick. Lots of pressure on Tessus over towards that long position with the AUG. Has to make sure that if he's tested, he doesn't go down. Information can be the name of the game here. Early nade to flush out towards the toilets. They're accelerating quite quickly.
I like Tessus' Zhang here. Cadian getting the first frag will draw their attention. And this is his chance. It's a double. Bomb loose. Good trade potential from Maiden. He finds it. Farley did pull the trigger, but it's just the 2 of them. They can make it if they can. Flash though. Maiden screwed. And 15 for Heroic. This gets awkward now. Take a look. It's literally the same as the first map, Chad, where the round before the 30th, it was over on Nuke. And in the end, it was GODSENT forced into an ugly 2K, maybe top-end 2.8 buy. And you're going to see the celebration because they know they have got the easy part to finish here. Look at this. Look at this. It's Nuke all over again. This is going to be an absolute heart-wrenching loss if you lose 2 16-14s with a 2K buy in the final round of regulation.
Yeah, this is a very difficult spot for GODSENT to be in. I'm feeling for them right now.
Yeah, they have my sympathies entirely.
They've battled through. They've made at least 2 competitive maps, and they were the much better team over there on Train.
Yep.
Just a couple of foot faults here, and as you can see, overtime or bust. Once again, seeing if they can close the distance over towards the A site. Jumping, jiggling around the corners, wanting to be very diligent, making sure they can't just get picked off with a wide swing. Crystal with a flash over the top. Doesn't actually force Cadian back whatsoever. So they've heard that, but it hasn't done its intended job. Now Stown. You could have a couple coming through connector here. Door's going to swing on open. Are they going to throw a flash, or are they just going to go for the fight? Door is now open, pressure applied. Rotation needs to come in. Fire up to be tested.
Oh, he's in a lot of trouble. Stown doesn't hit his first, but he has. Spots one crossing the pillar. Smoke's going to remove a lot of their information here, but they're dropping their own. Interesting. CT's trying to make the lines of sight even more awkward, but Chris was going to try and use that for a recovery mission. He has grabbed the M4, but at low HP, it's Zen that has to step up to the... Oh! He's got like a one-way double kill with a Tech 9. Are they really doing this?
2v2.
Good tag. Tessus convert to 1v1. Cadian, the leader, pulls him across the finish line. He can't celebrate yet. He's got to defuse. And so, 16-14. Deep breaths all round.
Defuse the bomb, Cadian.
Stop celebrating.
Cadian, we get it. You won.
We get it.
Oh, they bugged the HUD.
They bugged the
All right, well, they won. Heroic won, guys.
Nice one, Cadian. You screwed it all. You ruined it for everyone. And the congratulations is in order. We'll be giving it to them, having an interview and all that good stuff. You can see him just taking his full hands off the mouse and keyboard for far too long. We'll be talking to Cadian in a minute.